I'm Andy Katz. Andy, good morning, and thanks for hosting the call today.
Well, I appreciate it, Jesse. Thank you, and hope everyone out there is staying safe in these unprecedented times. And so we are going to start Pac-12 Media Day here with Arizona State. The Sun Devils picked second. We're in election time of the year, and this one was very close as well. UCLA first, Arizona State second. Remy Martin now joins us. And Remy, you made a pretty important decision in your life to decide to return to ASU. You could have opted to obviously go to the NBA draft, which is next week. What was the driving force as to why you decided to return to Tempe?
I think it was just the best decision for Remy Martin. I think that, the year that I had was I was able to, do those things, enter the draft, and, due to the pandemic, I didn't get to, have the full experience that I wanted to, and working out with teams and everything like that. But on the flip side, the safety net of being able to come back to Tempe, that's probably one of the best fallbacks you could ever have, right? I had a blast here. The people here are amazing, the coaching staff, my teammates. It was such a hard decision to leave, but now that I'm here, it was probably one of the best decisions for me, and I'm happy to be here.
So you're on the ground. We are not. Two incredible freshmen coming in Bagley and Christopher. Give us the scouting report. What have you seen in practice for these two individuals and the manner in which that they'll have an impact on this team?
Those two individuals, man, are some of the best freshmen I've ever played with. Man, it was just their grit, their desire to win, their desire to play basketball is at an all-time high. I mean, Marcus Bagley, he's been, killing in practice. He's been stretching the floor. He's been hitting open shots, making plays, dunking the ball, weak side blocks. It's just fun to play, right? It reminds me a little bit of a Zylan Cheatham when I played with him, just working hard, doing whatever he needs to do for the team. And Josh, man, he's just a basketball player. He loves to play. He scores the ball well, and he brings that energy. When people are down, he's happy to be in the gym. He wants to play basketball. And when you have people that love to play basketball and love to win, it always is fun to play.
And Remy, how long did it take you to be in sync with a fellow point guard playmaker in Bobby Hurley?
Oh my God! Since my junior year when I committed in high school. Just being able to know more about Coach Hurley, what he's done in his life, is everything I want to accomplish in my life. I want to win a national championship. I want to, make it to the NBA one day. And just like I said, the desire to play basketball, the love I have for the game, and seeing him, the love he has for the game, the intensity that he brings on the floor, we clicked right away. I mean, he went when we had the home visit, when I committed and he came over to my house, we had this big party. Like, usually home visits are like 4 or 5 people, right? My family is huge. So we had 30 people there. And I just wanted him to know that he's part of my family now. And it's been great ever since.
Appreciate it, Remy. I'm going to turn this now over to Jesse for the Q&A portion with the media. Jesse.
All right, thanks, Andy. As a reminder, if media have questions, please use the raise hand function to get in the queue. Our first question will go to Michelle Gardner of the Arizona Republic.
Hey, Remy. Twofold question. One, was it really an 11th hour decision for you to come back? And secondly, who all was integral in helping you make that decision? Who did you lean on?
Oh man, well, first of all, good to hear your voice, Michelle. I haven't
You too.
see you. It's been a while though, but that decision was a very hard decision. It definitely took me less than 11 hours. It was something that was messing with my head, because it was such a tough decision, right? It's a life decision, one of the hardest decisions I'll probably ever make. And my parents, my family around me, just wanted the best for Remy Martin, and I think that, that decision was the best for Remy Martin, was to come back. And I think that, I'm very happy to be here. I'm happy to finish out at Arizona State. But that decision was probably one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make.
Michelle, you're on mute. Go ahead, Michelle.
No, I'm done.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next question will go to Doug Holler of The Athletic.
What's up, Remy? Good to see you. You guys are in an interesting position. 18th in the preseason poll, second in the Pac-12 media poll. Some people are mentioning you guys as a dark horse Final Four candidate, which is kind of uncharted territory for this program. How are you guys dealing with the high expectations right off the bat, and what kind of mindset is required to go from the hunter to the hunted?
What's up, Doug? For me, I've been through everything, right? I've been through from freshman year to all the way now, just being on both sides now. And what I could tell you is that mindset does not change. You know, I'm still the same person, no matter if it's, you know, we're ranked number 1 or we're ranked 100. It doesn't matter. I've been through both. I haven't been ranked preseason, but now that I am, I could care less about it, honestly, because it's preseason, right? I mean, things could change. And I think that, you know, just working hard every day, you know, just grinding, being the best version of ourselves, and getting better each and every day. That's the main thing, right? Because it's an odd year, you know. It's, you know, we start in 2 weeks, and, you know, we just got to make sure we're our best self by November 25th. So being on both sides really doesn't change much. It just gives you a better perspective of, you know, things could change in a blink of an eye. So I think our main objective is to just get better every single day.
And just a follow-up, Remy, your backcourt is pretty crowded with you, with Alonzo, with Josh, and now with Holland Woods. Of course, Jalen House is there as well.
Right.
How has that looked in practice with all of you guys playing together, gelling, just the chemistry there?
It looks great. It looks great because we all feed off each other. We all feed off energy. Everybody has something they bring to the table. And I think that, you know, if Holland's on my team, we get to play with each other, get to see where each other likes to shoot from, just different things in the game. And I think that coach flips us around just to make sure we get to play against each other, because we all could play, you know, ball a little bit, so we could iron sharpens iron at that point. And then switching the players around, switching teams around, get to see and know about different players. So it's been going really well. I can't complain. Those are the type of guys that I want on my team. No matter if, you know, they're 6'10" or 6 foot, their mindset, they still want to continue to compete. We all know how Jalen House is, just, you know, tenacious on the defensive end. Just, you know, so playing with guys like that, it's always fun.
Thank you, Remy.
Got it.
Okay, next question will go to Ashley Adamson, Pac-12 Network.
Hey, Remy, great to see you. I'm just curious whether it's feedback that you've gotten from Coach Hurley or maybe even along the draft process. What's the biggest thing that you personally want to improve about your game this season?
The thing that I want to improve, I feel like as a player, I have so much to improve. But I think that one of the main things is just being able to, you know, make the open shot, you know, at a higher clip. I think that, you know, during the game, you know, I make some tough shots, but I want to make, you know, smarter decisions, make the easy play, you know, less the turnovers down, just be a better and more complete basketball player. You know, there's so many things on my mind. I want to be better on the defensive end. I want to, you know, win Defensive Player of the Year. I want to do those type of things. And I think that just winning takes care of all. Like, honestly, I just want to win as much as I can, win every game, and just be whatever my team needs me to do. You know, since freshman year, I've been just doing whatever my team needs me to do. And I think that when we win, everybody is happy, and we want everybody to be happy, and we want to win. We want to win a national championship. So there's a tons of things that I've worked on and continue to work on. But those are, you know, some of the things.
Awesome. Thanks, Remy.
Thank you.
Okay, next question will go to Hod Rubino, Devil's Digest.
Hey, Remy, how you doing?
Well, thank you.
I know this team had success when they had the guard you model when you came your freshman year, then a year later, maybe a more physical lineup with Zylan Cheatham, with Lou Dort. When you look at the makeup of this team, Remy, does this team really resemble more of the guard you, or maybe more of the physical team you had with Zylan and Lou?
I love it because I feel like it resembles both in a sense. We have the guard you, we have the guards that, could score the ball and play. And then we have people like, Jalen Graham and, Marcus Bagley. And we have, Chris that came over. So it's a mixture of both. We have guys that, really are grinding and Kamani Lawrence as well. Kamani Lawrence is coming into his own. So it kind of a mixture of both. And it's fun to kind of see it unfold.
Okay, our next question will come from Jordan Ham, Sports 360 Arizona.
Hey, Remy, thanks for doing this. Congratulations on the preseason All-American nod. I wanted to go back to your freshman year, and you were a highly touted guy, ended up coming off the bench, winning Sixth Man of the Year. What lessons and what role did patience play, learning from some of those older guards that helped you get to this All-American recognition?
Oh man, it's very a humble experience, right? Getting to being able to come off the bench, right? Because as a player, everybody wants to start, right? Everybody wants to get into that starting lineup, but at a certain point, everybody has their path, and sometimes people have to wait. And I was very okay with that, because I trusted Coach Hurley. I trusted, my abilities, and at the end of the day, I did play a lot of minutes as a freshman. So it was a humbling experience, man, and I think it definitely helped me not only now, but maybe going into the next level, right? I feel like I've been through a lot, having to, either carry a team or having to come off the bench or having to just be a defensive player. So I love it, right? I mean, at the time, you don't really like it. You're like, man, I want to start. I want to get, on the court. But, I think looking back at it, I think it's a tremendous thing. I think it'll help me in the long run.
And now being that, veteran leader, and you have like we talked about earlier, a crowded backcourt, are you instilling some of those lessons you learned from Trey and Shannon and Cody, kind of being that, more senior guy now?
Yes, of course. And one guy in particular is Jalen House. I think that, watching him play and being on the same team as him kind of reminded me of myself when I was, a freshman, having to change the game, having to change the pace, coming off the bench, having to be a spark plug. So definitely I would be wrong for me not to, pass that down and, share my experiences with some of the guys.
Okay, that's all we have time for, Remy. Appreciate your time and best of luck this season. Congrats on all the honors to this point.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
And we'll go back to Andy Katz now as we transition over to head coach Bobby Hurley.
All right, thank you, Jesse. Now we bring in head coach Bobby Hurley here. Make sure I see him here momentarily. There we go. He will pop on here in a moment.
Start the videos.
Yeah.
There he is.
Hey, Andy, long time no see.
I know. All right, so Bobby, we just heard from Remy Martin, one of the best players at his position in the country, not just in the Pac-12. How much harder are you on a point guard / playmaker?
Well, Andy, I think you just build the relationship, with the guards, and then the communication flows a lot more freely, and you could say what's needed to be said, whether it's praise or criticism, and regardless of the moment, you just got to use your judgment. But learn some really great lessons from a lot of good coaches about, and firsthand having the experience of playing the position, gives me an advantage in communicating with my guards.
All right, so how have you guys really become sync over the last couple of years?
Well, I mean, I think we've built a track record of producing a style of play that's exciting. That we could get up and down the floor, we could score the basketball. we don't walk it up the floor. So I think we have an attractive style of play. We've built a legacy of bringing in high level guards, and it's no different this year.
Yeah, I mean, look, you've already produced NBA talent. You've got more on the way, an unbelievable recruiting class led by Josh Christopher and Marcus Bagley. When you arrived in Tempe, how much did you anticipate that getting to this point this year, you would be building to where you've been in the tournament and getting the kind of recruits that you're getting?
I'm not a very patient guy, so but I knew right away. My first year was a terrific year for the Pac-12. 7 teams got into the tournament, and I started looking around and seeing the talent that was on Arizona and UCLA, and so we knew we had to hit the recruiting trail pretty hard. I was fortunate to have players in the program like Trey Holder and Shannon Evans and Cody Justice to kind of get me through the tough years. And in the meantime, I think we've brought in guys now, like when you talk about Remy Martin and Kamani Lawrence, our seniors that would have played in 3 straight NCAA tournaments if last year's season didn't get canceled. So when you start building that foundation for winning and the expectation, everything else falls into line. But we did take it to a different level in recruiting with our ability to secure the commitments of Marcus Bagley and Josh Christopher.
And Bobby, you're animated, you sweat a lot, you go up and down, you talk to officials. What's it going to be like once we get to games where you've got a mask on, the players are spread out, the officials, when they talk to you or their players, they have masks on? It's going to be incredibly different, like nothing anyone has experienced. What's that going to be like for you?
I think we're all going to experience that on the fly. I mean, we've had those close scrimmages, so we've had a taste of it in the past, but I don't think I acted much differently in the close scrimmages than I did, in a real game. I'm still going to be who I am, and I have the expectation that our guys are going to feed off each other's energy when they play. I think we have a lot of guys that just love to play the game, and we all feel very blessed that we have an opportunity to play, and we're going to try and take full advantage of that.
Appreciate it, Bobby. Thank you. I'm going to turn it over to Jesse now for questions from the rest of the media.
Sounds good, Andy.
Thanks, Andy, and welcome, Coach Hurley. We'll go to media questions now. Please use the raise hand function to move into the queue. And to start us off, we will go to Michelle Gardner, Arizona Republic.
Hey, Bobby.
Morning, Michelle.
Do you see Remy's role maybe morphing into more of a catalyst since he's not going to have to kind of carry the scoring load this year?
That one's tough to say, and we're going to gauge that as we go. I think that Remy knows that he's got guys on the floor that can make plays, that can make shots, and I love the evolution of the way he and Alonzo Verge played together the second half of last season. So I would imagine that's going to continue to develop. And now we're adding other guys, so he's gonna have to orchestrate a little more, distribute, keep everyone involved, and he understands that. At the same time, though, we had a close scrimmage intra-squad that he was 9 for 12 and had 25 points in like 20 minutes. The scrimmage was so. It's going to be a little bit of both that he's going to have to walk the fine line of course, getting everyone involved, running the show, but also finding his own opportunities.
Okay, next question. We will go to Richard Sens, Fox 10 Phoenix.
Hey, Coach. Great to see you. We were just talking to Remy, and he talked about coming back and it just being such a weird year. Just tell us about the opportunity to kind of end it right with him, because last year things ended so abruptly. You didn't get to go to the tournament. Just about him coming back and kind of finishing the unfinished business together the way you guys were planning on it from the beginning.
As we've known in 2020, there are no guarantees in anything, so I'm not making any promises on what the future looks like, with regards to the season. But we are super optimistic. We're really focusing on keeping each other safe, following the protocols, and avoiding any situations that would pause our season. So that's what we've been talking about as much as X's and O's. But certainly we would love for Remy to have an opportunity, and Alonzo Verge and Kamani Lawrence are seniors, and just with all the optimism surrounding the program this year to get us to the point where we could complete a season.
Since you've gotten here, you've been kind of adding players that fit your style of play. Does this roster fit what you've been wanting to do since you got here the most? Is this the guys that you really need to kind of run your style and play your style?
Certainly, I think, we're a work in progress right now. There's plenty of things to clean up. There's plenty of points of emphasis that we're focusing on so that we're ready on the 25th. But, one of those things at the moment doesn't appear to be the ball going through the basket. And I think that's probably the most important thing in basketball in its simplest form. You have to be able to score and put points on the board. And, I feel very confident about our ability to do that. We've been known for our pace of play and getting up and down the floor and playing an aggressive style. And I think that, we have the athletes and the depth to play that way. So that's exciting because that's what we've been trying to build towards.
Final question for me. When you look at Josh Christopher, are you kind of like a kid before Christmas where you can't wait to play with your toy? You just get them on the court. And what's it been like so far when you get glimpses in these practices?
Yeah, both our freshmen, Josh Christopher and Marcus Bagley, have just had, a great attitude, a great approach, to our workouts. They're very competitive kids. They work on their game. They're diligent about it. They're in the gym after practice, getting shots up, getting work in. So they're very mature for freshmen. They're not your typical freshmen, both physically, and then their makeup, their mental approach to how they train, and you could see that they want to be great. So it really has lifted, our overall workouts. Having those two guys, they've been highly competitive practices up to this point.
Okay, next question will go to Doug Holler, The Athletic.
You mentioned the team scrimmage that you had. What was your big takeaway from that session?
Well, we have to focus at defensive end of the floor and just keep hammering away at all the important points to defending. The guards were having their way, and again, you have to credit some of it to just knowing that we have really good players that are capable of making plays, but at the same time, we're going to be facing opponents right out of the gate that have really, really high-end talent and are projected to be some of the best teams in the country. So it's great to do those type of scrimmages. This year, the crazy year that it is, we don't have either the exhibition or the closed scrimmage to get film, to review that film. And we're going to have 2 more of these prior to our first game so that we continue to fix whatever issues we have as best as we can, under an abbreviated, time frame to really practice and get ready. But I could say that, our shooting percentages were ridiculous based on, a scrimmage, and our turnover numbers were extremely low. So it was very positive from an offensive standpoint, but there were a lot of things that we had to correct defensively.
Also, Bobby, Pablo arrived a little bit late. Could you just update us on where he is right now and what we might expect from him moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, we're moving slow with Pablo. Pablo is, long term is going to be a great player in the program. He's 6'8.5". He's 235 pounds. He's just really, really massive guy. He's our biggest guy that we have on the front court from a girth standpoint. There's been a lot thrown at him in a short period of time, and he's got to learn the offense. He was several weeks behind. He's got to get his conditioning up to where some of the other guys are with more reps. But he's putting his head down. He's working. He's doing a good job. And, we think that he's going to help us this year.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thanks, Doug. Our next question will go to Bruce Pascoe, Tucson Daily Star.
Yeah, hi, Bobby. I was wondering how you guys, you guys are getting a lot of attention, of course, and how you envision that playing out, how you envision handling that, and also, the poll's forecast is pretty tight there at the top, and it seems like if you look at all the other picks out there, it's pretty much you guys, Oregon, and UCLA, and I'm wondering if you feel like that's accurate the way, the way that the conference race could play out.
Well, Bruce, I think it's to me more like it was last year. I mean, it was right down to the wire. Multiple teams having an opportunity to win a regular season championship, and you're looking at a lot of programs that are bringing key players back. So I think this league is extremely deep. And we could be looking at another scenario like my first year at Arizona State, where there were 7 teams in the NCAA tournament. I think that the league is extremely strong, and we have to go out there for whatever the abbreviated non-conference is and perform and handle our business against other leagues. That's going to be important. But yeah, I mean, I think if you would ask with truth serum to most coaches, like, would you take a top 4 finish in this league this year? Several might sign on for that. There's good depth to the league. I'm happy people are excited about what we're doing. And, I think we got some really, high level players, led by Remy Martin, and, great recruiting class and other guys to be excited about. But now it's time to go do it on the floor, because we typically have been picked in the middle of the pack somewhere. So this is a little bit different for us, but I don't foresee it having a major impact on what we do day to day.
Okay. And if I could ask you quickly too, just wondering, you had mentioned the protocols, et cetera. You're actually going to go across country and play. A lot of teams are opting to play at home because there's so much uncertainty out there. Do you have any reservations about hitting the road there in a couple weeks, or anything that could happen ahead?
Well, we looked as soon as we got the green light to really start looking at our non-conference schedule to try and convince teams to come out here. We got great sunshine out here, and no one was really biting. We couldn't get other leagues to put together a tournament, an MTE tournament, and we kind of exhausted that process, and we're really left with no choice but to try and either go to Orlando or Mohegan Sun, and it was a toss up. There were a couple of events that we were looking at, and we ended up choosing Mohegan Sun. It was a wise choice considering what happened in Orlando, but it's going to be a struggle in the non-conference. And I know upstairs right now there's a meeting about how we're going to travel and all the procedures and the safety protocols that are going to take place. But the virus is obviously surging across the country. It's something that we're going to have to be ready to handle and deal with, and the adversity of that throughout the year, so we're prepared for anything.
Thanks.
Yep.
All right, Coach Hurley, that's all we have time for this morning. I appreciate you jumping on. Best of luck this season.
Thanks, Jesse. Thanks, guys.